Well, good afternoon guys. I honestly had no intention of doing a vlog this afternoon. I was more acting as a guide for Adventures of Paul. I've taken out on another little jaunt. We come up through Rushmere County Park, went through Stock Grove, and I turned around and said, let's come and find the pet cemetery. As you know, if you see the video, I found it once before during the daytime. We tried to find it at night, and looking at where we are now, we must have been approximately a mile further to the east of where we are now, that we come in through the thicket and wooded area at night. So we're coming from a different direction, and lo and behold, we found it pretty much instantaneously. So I thought, well, we're here, I'll show you guys around it's only a small cemetery, but it's quite eerie, quite quirky, fits perfectly with a channel, and it just proves that the place exists more than anything else. So we'll go there. I will probably do a spirit box, because to be honest with you, people think that spirits come out during the night time, the dark hours, but that's not so much the case. A spirit can be seen during the day or heard during the day as it can be at night. They have got their own timeline, they've got their own level, they walk at different levels. That's the reason why you see them walk through rooms, because in their time there might actually been a doorway there. So anyway guys, I will show you the vicinity of where we are, talk you through it a bit, show you around the graves, and then I'll do a spirit box. Catch you in a bit. So the wood area that we travel through, which is just up there, we've come in through from the left, and we was at least probably a mile further that way and headed off right in that direction. But I knew if I found this barn, it's like an old bird watcher, I suppose you could say. Seen better days. It's probably been uninhabited or derelict for the best part of maybe a couple of decades. Just an old wooden shack, as you can see through there. No point in going in there. People have used it just to hang out and have a drink or two. No harm in that, I guess, as long as they don't torch the place. But this is your marker. If you want to find the pet cemetery, you need to find this cabin, because it's right adjacent to it. Paul's in there at the moment having a look at the graves, and let's go and have a look ourselves. So you just pan round, and it's literally half a dozen steps. You see Paul there standing there, and this is a pet cemetery, abandoned. Some of these graves go back nearly 100 years now, and the purpose for them being here, I honestly do not have a clue, unless it's the original landowners that frequented this place, or perhaps there was a manor house or farmhouse that was a lot closer to where we are now. I believe people have continued to maybe bury their beloved pets or scatter the ashes of those in and amongst around this wooded area since these have been here. But let's have a look further in detail. So first up, we have what looks like Jester, who left us in 1945 by the looks of that. This is Timothy, 1961. Now the years, 15 years. A dog, yeah, a dog could easily live 15 years, possibly even a cat. It doesn't have to have been a dog solely that was here. But Barney, he lies here, and he's lied here since 1947. As I said, we're 1923 now. 2023. So we're not far short of a decade that they've laid here. And here we have Hugh, 1935, even older still. And you know what I've turned around and said about people have since laid their pets to rest here. Look at these little plimps. So it's kind of cool that the tradition has continued. This one here, so old, I can't can't even make the name out, unfortunately. I wish I could, so I could bring the name of this beloved pet to the attention of you guys. I don't know if I focus in, I can't obviously see down that far, but whoever it was, may they rest in peace. And there's a couple more of the main ones around the tree here. Topsy. So you know what I say, it's the names. It could have, Topsy is more distinctively a cat's name rather than a dog's name. Doesn't mean to say that's the case. And this one here, and that's Patch. Now Patch, as I've said before, Patch is most distinctively a dog's name. And Patch left us in, what's that, 19, is that 37? It's very, very difficult to tell. I believe there might be some more scattered around. You're seeing, looks like a old dog's bowl there that someone probably put down here to commemorate their beloved pet. People do walk their dogs around here now. I just don't want to really miss any of them out, that being the case. But as I said, it leads us on to who were the people here. The people that owned these pets back in that time, who were turning around and saying that maybe they were 50 years old when their beloved pet passed on back in the 1930s, 1940s. They for sure will no longer be with us either, and for that reason I'm going to do it out of respect, but I will do a spirit box here during the daytime. As I says, it doesn't so much matter the fact that it doesn't have to be dark. Get that out of your head right now, that it doesn't have to be dark to do a spirit box, because spirits roam amongst us whether it's daytime or nighttime. And people might be wondering the purpose of why I even mention things like this. It's because since the sad departing and passing of my sister on the 6th of January 2023 this year, I've been trying to understand, trying to make sense of it, if that makes any sense to you guys. And it gives me comfort reaching out. It's not a scam, it's nothing like that. I'm just trying to find a way. It seems significant that sometimes I talk to my sister out, we go out walking, and I'll be alone by myself like this, and I dare say there's a lot of you guys that do the same thing. You talk out loud to your loved ones that are no longer with us, to try and communicate. And it's the weird things that just, the chances of happening. You'll hear Deb had a tune, a music song for myself, for my wife Rachel, for my mum, and some points they've been played randomly but all together at the same time, one after another. The chances of that happening, you would be a multi-millionaire on the lottery if you could predict that sort of thing happening. So I don't know, it's just, as I said, maybe it's just some old fool rambling on, but I'm just trying to find a way to communicate. So I hope you guys understand. Okay, as I said, I'll do a spirit box. So okay, to you beloved pets among us here today, at some point your owners loved you and treasured you so much that they gave you this forever resting place. Now we know that the age of your owners, because of the time period that you passed, they probably have passed too. So themselves and yourselves, if there is any way for you to make yourself be present here with us today, make yourself be known, and be with us. Now, a lot of people will turn around and say there's distinctively even American accent amongst the app that's used to do these things, but you're looking beyond what it is you're searching for. If you're into this kind of thing, or you believe it, sometimes I'm very skeptic, and I think people pick up what they want to hear, or they hear specific words, specific tones of voice, etc., that comes out, and that's what it's all about. I'm not going to dispel anything, I'm not going to say one way or another, but is there any presence apart from these animals with us? Are the owners of these beloved pets at rest? Was there a manor house, a farmhouse locally to here where these beloved pets owners resided? Is it abandoned amongst these wooded areas? We've never found them. We are honoured to be in your presence. Make yourself known to us one last time before we leave this place.
I moved in.
Okay, animals and their beloved owners rest in forever peace. So as I said, guys, it's very hard to put into words what I've gone through, what a load of other folks have gone through when you lose a loved one. So you find solace in finding places like this. Whether there's anything there, whether there's anyone that cohabits with the animals now, who knows? You will get what you want to get out of the words that you hear on the spirit box. As I said, it's strange that it comes across in an American accent, but you've got to look beyond that. I do this for my own reasons, other people do the same. We are now going off to find some abandoned cars. There's like a old hippie commune that was in this area, so hopefully you'll join us on that. Whether we find them again, we lucked out on this. This is out of maybe 7 times of searching, this is only the 2nd time I've ever found the pet cemetery, but it proves it exists. So we'll catch you in a bit. As I said before, the other part that these woods are synonymous with, it was an old, what I'm led to believe, it was an old hippie commune back in the 60s. They had 50 style vehicles and they had them here. They got them bedded down, got stuck as far as I know, and they've just been left here abandoned ever since. And they've obviously long since moved on. But these are those said vehicles, what remains of them, just left here rotting away. Now some people say it looks like an old taxi, but I've actually seen from the markings there is like a plate on there, and it's like a kind of like a flatbed military 1950s style truck. Possibly looks like a bit like a Bedford maybe, but that's all that remains of it. You see what I mean when I come round it, because the wheels are 6 stud, which meant it would have held quite a large tonnage. But he said you got this. There's not a lot left nowadays, to be honest with you. This one here, and there's that pile over there, which I'm turning around saying maybe again an old Bedford van. But it's certainly seen better days. Someone's moved the bonnet again. That's been here, there and everywhere. Up against a tree, round the corner at the back there. Not a great deal left, guys. Still got the steering wheel in it, mind you. And there is a plaque. If I can find the plaque, I've seen it every time. I eventually do come across it and find it, so I'll show you that. And you can pick up from that what the make, etc. was. So here you go. Here's your plaque. A bit scratched up. If you type into a computer that make there, it says radio vehicle type 316, I believe, and it's got all registration, etc. You type in and that will show you what the vehicle actually looked like back in the day, and it certainly doesn't look anything like it does now. That is a mess. So look at the steering wheel, just a complete pile of rust now. Here you see the old chrome works. That will never go. Chrome and aluminium never rots.
TLC be alright, won't it?
Yeah, a bit WD-40, that'll sort that out fine.
Yeah, tyre.
This is your remnants of your other ones. Steering columns and joints. But such a state. The old engine now. I wouldn't even know where to start. Is that straight 6? I haven't got a clue. Tyres have seen better days as well. But yeah. Doors. There's even a lock on this door of this one over here. I did have the old romantic feeling when I first come across this well over a year ago that it might have been someone that done an armed robbery. You know, like the old Great Train robberies, and they swapped over the load in the vehicles, dumped them in the woods here, and this is what remains. But yeah, look, old lock, rusted solid. And so, trekking through the woods, we come across our final destination for this unplanned vlog of today, that's for sure, because I had no intention of doing one. But when we found the pet cemetery, I thought, you know what, let's just do it anyway. So there we have a more modern abandoned van in the woods. I found this the very first time I was looking for the pet cemetery and the other vehicles, and I put that down as a fail, but it's kind of not a fail. It's abandoned. It's not exactly a car graveyard, but it's something of interest to a few, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to turn around and say 1990 spec. Not sure what make. I'm not generally any good at working these out. Possibly a Renault, Fiat, Peugeot, etc. Haven't got a clue, but I'm sure some of you guys out there would. Did it have an engine in it before it was dumped? Really don't know. Let's have a work our way around the back. It's been dumped up against this tree, I don't know how long, probably a good decade or so. One tyre left on it. Not in bad condition either. Could it be a Kangoo? Renault? If you have a clue, let us know in the comments. Yeah. The last find of the day. Obviously been sprayed up. Probably been burnt out at some point as well. Okay guys, how good is this? I did not expect this for one moment, but someone has actually zip tied in a bag what this vehicle would have looked like. Pretty cool. Thank you very much whoever done that. And just adds to the knowledge that goes with it. Is that the actual van? Who knows? Anyway guys, was a bit of a unexpected vlog today. I didn't expect to do it at all. It's just when we come across the pet cemetery and then we thought, you know what, it's daytime, got more chance of finding the vehicles, which we have done. So thank you very much to Adventures of Paul for coming with us. We'll go to these places together because I wouldn't recommend to anyone to do anything like this by yourself, because we've walked around for a good couple of hours and apart from seeing maybe a couple with a couple of dogs, no one in sight. So if you have a trip, a fall, and it's easily done, you could find yourself in some serious trouble. So anyway guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. So does Paul on his channel. We will see you in the movies. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye for now.